I started a channel called Boardgames Bourbon, and that was great because I was just talking about stuff. And then from that, I needed a new challenge, and I ended up making board games. Yeah, better than Baby Shark.
Yeah.
and I started making board games. Siege of Valeria, which is that's Siege of Valeria. That's it. And there's expansions in different languages for it. And then I started developing games with other people, working on some cool stuff at the moment. Then I got into marketing of the board games because people, I said, please, let's not let this game flounder. And so I helped people do marketing. And then one person told another and another and another. And that's what I do full time now.
Steven Verla, I've got up on the screen right now the official BGG designer page for one Mr. Glenn Flaherty with Siege of Valeria, which I played, by the way. Fantastic game. We streamed it. We covered it. But what's missing? What is a giant just hole in this screen?
It's there to match the hole in my soul where purpose should be.
Glenn, you got to put at least some kind of picture up.
I know.
A guitar, maybe like you with the Guitar Hero thing.
I'm not really into being seen, even though I'm on video every week.
Yeah, look, I knew about, of course, Siege of Valeria because you and I chatted about it, and I want to thank you for sending us that prototype so we could play it. I didn't know you did a campaign for it, and I had no idea you did the expansion for the Artemis Project.
I did.
Wow.
Those are some of the things. I'm surprised it's linked there. I wonder who did that. But there's going to be other things, and I should put a picture up there because, Glenn, there's nothing better than someone clicking on a picture and then having your screen crack.
Look, he's got 4 fans. Johnny Pack is one of his fans.
I didn't even know you could be a fan. Oh, Scott's great. He tests everything. And then there's 2 other people. I should really have my glasses so I can read. Yeah, but Siege of Valeria.
We need to get this image. We need to get this image done.
I'll show you real fast. I told you it's in a few different countries. And they're making expansions and things. But maybe I'm not supposed to talk about that for a while. But here we go, an exclusive.
Can we talk about it?
Well, we are. Not a big deal. Different content, perhaps different modes. I don't know. But also, they're making official playmats and stuff for the game.
Oh, yeah.
There's the art. Oh, can't fit it in the camera. But
did the Meat Show do that also? But look, I got it ready now. You can.
Okay. Is that how anyway? It looks really cool, and I can't figure out my camera.
Man,
it looks really cool. Sweet. It does look really sweet, and when you play it on it, it really brings together the fight quality about it. So that's pretty cool. And then there's like dice trays, stuff, all that stuff. But anyway, so that's what I did: make games, and then I am I do marketing for people, moving up and on, and trying to help people, a wide variety of people with their needs based on, whether they're spending $1,000 a day or $10 a day or whatever it might be, trying to do the best I can by them. And everyone's wonderful. So
give me
there I am.
Does a designer, did you have any input in choosing the artist? Because it's the Meat Show, and I love the Meat Show's art. So did you have any input with that?
No, but I'm glad it was him.
Okay.
It was the game initially was instead of being enemies. It's funny how this game got signed. The baby was born. I was staying up all night. Mommy was exhausted, so I was on duty to make sure the baby didn't roll over in anything. And I was just watching like back to back, like Golden Girls and 30 something, like every episode of 30 something. Real heartbreak when that one guy died in that show. Oh, yeah. But I was like, I'm going to make a game. I was like, what do I want to do? What's fun? I was like, well, I like cards and I like dice. Let's put the 2 together.
You like combo? I like combos. This game is all about combos, man.
It's all about combos.
Combolicious.
And it is. And I wanted something that wasn't too big, that I could put on the little table in front of me, and I didn't have to read a big fat rule book. So I kind of came up with it. And then I wanted to approach one of my friends who happened to be David at Daily Magic. And I wasn't even pitching him the game. I wanted him to just look at my sales sheet and tell me, is this have the information you would want to know as a publisher? And he said, yes, it does. And I want to sign it. I was like, oh, okay, awesome. So that was it. It just got signed. And so initially it was Space Ghosts. You were fighting off an invasion of ghosts. And then when you destroyed them, they took possession of your body, and then you absorbed their powers. And that's
nice.
yeah. And so anyway, their theme was Valeria. And so he does the art for all of that. And so they changed a few things when they made it to kind of, like I say, like making a game is really a team effort. You would not believe the amount of people that go into making any game. I mean, everyone's involved. When you see that BGG score, man, that is like 15 people's work, but
Right.
Anyway, they changed out how it worked. One version of the game had RPG dice, and as you get stronger, you move up through the dice.
Oh.
But instead of doing that system, like practicalities, they're like, well, we already have these molds for these Valeria style dice, so we're going to use those, but so anyway, so like little adjustments like that were made. I used to have the mega bosses mixed into the middle, and that was really hard for people. So they made the base game have the bosses at the back, but when you get the campaign mode, then everything starts getting mixed in, and then it's tough again. Yeah.
And you did the campaign yourself, or was it a team?
No, Daily Magic did it. And that was actually my first experience with Kickstarter, really like behind the scenes of it. And I got to see how it worked. I had owned my own business for like 15, 17 years before that, doing marketing to the public, to governments, to private people. I even had a Yellow Pages ad at one point. Oh. And so, I did all of that. And so I had a marketing background, not necessarily in this field per se, but I know that you have to bring the tone and the consistency. And, when you are making board games, you're in the memories, the good feel good business, so you have to really make your every interaction with it really as top notch as you can. So I tried to bring that. Daily Magic in particular has a really strong fantasy world vibe. And so I try to bring that to their world too, through how we write in our newsletters and everything like that. And everyone has their own vibe. So, that company has that vibe. I work with Grand Gamers Guild. Mark, who owns that, is just a complete joyous family guy, and he is goofy as can be. And we try to bring that goofy out in him. You would not believe the dad jokes and Weird Al-ish world we live in over there, but it's a hoot. Eric's a great guy who has his own sensibility that we try to bring through. Sometimes I pitch in and I help write a little bit for Fantasia games and stuff like that. And there's some other little people, and even outside dad jokes, that's right up the street. Oh, well, you know what? I wrote jokes for this show. They're not great jokes, by the way. Maybe that's what makes them dad jokes. I wrote jokes too.
Oh, I'm ready. Throw them on us
later. But anyway, that's where we are.
You talked about the feel good vibes and all those things, and I'm looking at all these pictures, Glenn, and they're all taken by a bunch of different people. How does that? I mean, obviously there's the promo pics from Daily Magic, but you've got all these people that, I don't know, some of these people I'm sure you haven't even met, people from all over the world that get this game from Kickstarter and then just take the time to post the pictures. What does that feel like?
That is an awesome feeling, because it feels like validation maybe in some way. It reminds me a lot of being in bands. Like, I can't believe anyone came to a show or bought a record. It's amazing that anyone wants to spend their time interacting with something I created,
Yeah.
And it's, when you're in the world of board games, I mean, yeah, some people make money, but almost no one does. And you're in it because you love it. And so knowing that, there's a reality, you have to pay for stuff. I mean, things cost money. You're not, but it's great to see people enjoy themselves,
Why you talked about bands and you used to play music and all that. What's your thought on that? I always ask this question of every musician that's on the show, because I'm a musician and it's intrigued me. Why are there so many musicians that are also board gamers? Do you think that there's a correlation at all?
Oh, is there a correlation between gamers? I know there's a lot of there's a lot of musicians, board games, and bourbons, but I thought that was just because they're alcoholics.
No, Evan's a singer. Steve plays music. Verla knows a lot of songs.
Yeah, she's heard of songs before. That was
Marty,
like the most
Marty from Rolling Dice and Taking Names. He's in a band. Johnny Pack, you know, incredible guy. Ben from Five Games for Doomsday. Great guitarist, great singer. I mean, there's just so many musicians out there.
Well, you know, I'll take it a step. Let me take a larger backdrop. You know, perhaps that I was just having this conversation with some people I was in a meeting with recently that they asked me, you know, like, why this position, you know, that they're thinking about me for? Like, and I was like, you know, is this your passion? I'm like, well, I certainly have enthusiasm for it, but on a larger scale, philosophically, I think, you know, and take it from me as a younger person, I did music because it was easy. I was a kid and someone offered to make a record, and then going in a Econoline van sounded like a fun idea. But my dream was to be a painter. And I had some really nice opportunities, some very supportive mentors who hooked me up with great things. I got to meet Christo, if you've ever heard of the artist Christo, and Claudia DeMonte was great, and Lipinski, a lot of really wonderful people. But anyway, that wasn't in the cards. But painting, doing music, writing. I love poetry. Not that I write great poetry, but I certainly, you know, I read it endlessly. And I think the drive for expression and creativity, it permeates. And so if there is a correlation, it's probably just because the want and the nature to express or to create or to have that outlet, it takes all its different forms. So whether it be creating games or doing a podcast where you can have, you know, playful art with your words, or whatever it might be, it's just another way of satisfying. And music is totally self-serving. I mean, you do make it for yourself. It's wonderful when other people enjoy it, but it has to start here. That's the first metric. And so I think it's just natural expression of how you how anyone
Steve said in games and bands we play with people. It's that community, you know, being on stage and you get that vibe when the crowd is really into a song or really into the
or you're watching them go out the back door.
Or that's the bad vibe.
That could definitely be part of it. You know, the connection to people, maybe. You know, so many times when I was on stage, I was so focused on not messing up the songs, and sometimes the lights are in your eyes and you can't even see anybody. But maybe if you're a better musician than I was, you would see people and have a good time. But I can totally see that being the case. There's certainly an element of the community, and I would say not community, but maybe the commune of it, you know, that really makes it rewarding. So I would agree with that.
Well, you know, our friend Patrick Newman's checking in, and Patrick says he listens to music. Does that count? And I think it counts. Don't you think, Glenn?
Well, you know, I think you're trying to brag that you have ears. So, I mean,
it's a humble brag.
You humble brag right there. You know, that would be totally something my mom would say. You know, I listen to music. You know, I remember a long time ago, I won some award. I forget what it was. I won some award, and it was on a video. I think it had to do with me.
Dice Tower segment contributor, #1. Was that it? No.
Yeah. Yep. That must have been it. And whatever it was, I won. Somebody could comment, and my mom made the most like mom comment to a grown man on this forum that was clearly must have been my mom, because like the comment was something like, "Wow." I forgot the first part. She's like, "Wow, look at this guy. Watch out, Jay Leno." Like, what? What does it even mean? But Mom, please. Yeah.
Well, I want to bring.